Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So first I want to get into this hairstyle. She's back. I brought her back. But I'm gonna drop a tutorial on this hairstyle soon. If you're new to this channel, my name is Cilya. If you're not new to this channel, hey guys, nice to see you again. It's always nice to see you. Today we're gonna talk about loc toxicity. And when I say toxicity, I'm talking about all things toxic when it comes to locs, like perspective, the perceptions that are out there about locs, perspectives that we as people that have locs have, or people that are looking to get locs have, and also like, you know, just the pressure that's put on us as like from other people or the people that we have surrounding us. First thing I want to talk about is the journey. I want to talk about how things are when you first start your journey and the perspective that you have for the future and what happens when you get to where you're supposed to get to. When you first start your journey, you kind of think like, oh my gosh, I want to reach this milestone. I can't wait for this milestone to happen because then I can get to that milestone, such and such. It kind of carries on until you get to where you've been desiring to get to. But sometimes we forget to bask in what's actually happening around us. We're so caught up in, you know, getting to the next step that we forget, or we don't realize where we're at and how important it is. And I feel like that's a little toxic in itself. I was able to sit back and relax. Thank God I made a YouTube channel. I honestly recommend anybody who's going on a loc journey to make a YouTube channel, because it really helps you sit back and reflect on, you know, your journey, where you're at, where you came from. Because while you're editing the videos, like, you're actually looking at, you know, the state of your hair, how you feel about it, which era you're in, and you get to look back on it too. We tend to look forward, which is a good thing, to the next part, but while we look forward, sometimes we forget where we're at and where we came from. And I just encourage everyone to really kind of like take it slow during their loc journey and appreciate where they're at, appreciate how far they've came and the state that they're in, because once that state comes, it's not gonna come again unless you start all over again. That's something that I wanted to talk about first. Second thing is the pressure that the outside people who don't have locs put on us. It's so weird. When you first start your loc journey, I just installed some locs on someone, and they were telling me certain things, like, you know, someone was asking them when they were going to get their next retie. When people say that stuff like that, looks like you need a retie and you don't have locs, it makes me feel some type of way sometimes, because it's just like, you know, I'm happy and I'm fine where I'm at, and, you know, it makes me feel out of place a little bit when people comment on the need for me to have a retie when it's my hair and you've never had locs. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be feisty or whatever, but like, I'm just being real. There's comments that people make outside, you know, people that care about you, people that are just bystanders or monitoring spirits that will, you know, make comments at all these doubts that other people have on you when you're, especially it's very difficult when you're starting your journey and you have those doubts that are from other people, doubts that you never initially started with. Or it's even 10 times worth if you already had those doubts and other people are kind of heightening those doubts by putting them onto you. And it gets confusing, it gets conflicting, it gets like, did I make the right decision? Do I need to start all over? Should I waste my time waiting and seeing how it turns out? There's so many thoughts that come up to where it's like, it all leads to, did I make the right decision? At the end of the day, it's your journey, and the decision that you made, which you were okay with in the first place, is what you should be okay with throughout your journey. Don't let anybody else's outside opinions, outside doubts, outside ideas influence the way you feel about your journey, because they're not what's going to get you to where you need to get to as far as maturing and as far as your hair flourishing and you becoming one with and identifying with, you know, your hairstyle and feeling comfortable with who you are as a person rocking your hair. It's up to you, and you have to really build that foundation of accepting who you are and accepting the stage that you're in and accepting that, you know, this is you. You're stable and grounded in the appearance that you are, and that gives you confidence. You have to rely on giving yourself confidence. You have to rely on being very structured when it comes to your mindset and what you want for your hair and how you view yourself, because when you go on this journey, there are a lot of people that kind of interfere and may shake up how you feel about your journey and give you doubts and cause you to make drastic decisions like, should I need to do this? Should I need to do that? No, you shouldn't need to do that if you didn't think about that originally. And if anything, consult with who does your hair. It's either you or the person who does your hair. Consult with them and see, because sometimes the things that people put into your head, into your subconscious, are things that are not good for you. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, I never thought of that. I'll try that. But then there's some times where somebody's like, oh, try this, when they're really just trying to experiment through you. And these are people that have never had locks. So stay grounded and only do what you feel comfortable doing, and only take heed to what really matters to you. Don't let other people falter how you think about your hair. Something that I feel like is toxic to the loc culture also is the need to use products. I've seen, as people's locks get longer, I see people heading towards, oh, use this conditioner, use this, use that, use these oils. I've been seeing a lot of loc models use certain, conditioners, gel, this and that in their hair, and they're advertising it, which is cool. It probably does work, but I'm here to tell you that you really don't need anything to make your hair flourish, to make your hair have a nice hairstyle, to do this. Okay, yeah, you need probably some gel and some water for your edges if you want to have edges and stuff like that, but you don't need edges. And another thing is, when it comes to braid outs, twist outs, curl outs, all these type of hairstyles that I be doing, I do not need any type of cream. I don't need a mousse. All I need is water. I mix aloe vera juice in my water for moisture reasons, but I don't use aloe vera juice in my water all the time. Sometimes I just use water. Like if I'm at a hotel and I want a little curly braid out the next day, I'm dabbing some water in my hair if I didn't bring my spray bottle, and I'm going to have the same results, and it's gonna look as nice, and it's going to last as long. I've had a couple of people reach out to me like, oh, can you try this product? Can you try that product? I'm just like, I don't really feel like trying certain products because I'm already fine where I'm at, and I don't want to try a product and, recommend it to other people when I don't want the idea of me having the look that I have in my hair being as healthy as it is being connected to a product, because it's really not connected to a product. It's connected to tactics such as not braiding and banding in the very beginning of my journey. That's why my hair is as thick. Drinking lots of water and using water in my hair to help moisturize it on a day-to-day or every other day basis. Another thing is eating the right vitamins, taking the right supplements. Now I'm drinking bone broth to really, help supply my body with the nutrients. Everything that you consume on the inside really brings out the outside, and that's what you see on the outside too. I feel like, sometimes it could get a little toxic with how many products people are using for their locks, to style, to wash it and stuff like that. I'm pretty simple with the shampoos that I use. I am excited because my loctician, she's coming out with the Loc hairline, which is like, she's gonna do something for scalp, she's gonna do something for conditioner, treatments and stuff like that. But she's really targeting things that are more so therapeutic for your hair. So like, for instance, like my scalp does get kind of dry sometimes. So she's targeting, she has a product that is going to target like dry scalp. She has a product that's going to target frizziness. As your locks get older, they do get a little frizzy, so she's gonna have something to kind of tend to that to help tame it. She also has a refreshing spray. Sometimes you do need a refresh and to kind of like liven up your locks. I'm not gonna lie. And water does the trick, so I'm excited to try her hairline. But other than that, I just use water, and we'll see how that goes. I just don't feel like certain products should be advertised with doing your locks if they're not really doing better than how you were doing before, if that makes sense. If it's not enhancing how you look before, as far as like, oh, it's not making it more moisture, or I notice a difference in how, like, soothing and this and that, and my hairstyle lasts longer, I don't think that there's a reason to advertise it if you can do the same thing with just water. Another thing, something that I really want to talk about is kind of like, I don't know, I feel like there's sometimes discrimination within the loc community based off of what type of locks that you have, if that makes sense. So you have the freeform locks, you have the micro locks, Sisterlocks, traditional locks, locks with curly ends, so many different types of locks. There's the thick locks, thin locks, all types of locks. And I feel like, whenever somebody does something out of the norm, everybody freezes and they're just like, I don't know what you have going on, that's not the way it's supposed to be, and da 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 and da 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 da. Like, it's like it's weird. Like, let them do that. If they're happy with how their hair looks and, you know, they're taming it and they're comfortable with who they are, let them do them. But don't make them feel bad about the type of locks that they have, because they chose those type of locks because those are the type of locks that they wanted. Everybody goes on their journey for different reasons. Their lock journey. Some people go on their lock journey a certain way because they just want everything to look conformed and they want everything to be just, you know, easier to manage and easier to maintain on a day-to-day basis. Some people are just like, forget it. Like, you know, I'm done doing my hair, whatever it is. I'm just gonna let whatever happen, and that's me. Hence the freeform locks, and that's cool too. Like, that's a standard for them, and that's okay to accept. There's people who like the really, really thick locks and they love the very big full look, and that's a really nice aesthetic that they appeal to and they're comfortable with that. I feel like that's fine too, but I don't think that anybody should ever say, like, you know, those aren't really like the nice type of locks. There's no nice locks, there's no not nice locks. Locks are locks. There's different types of locks. Another thing is, I feel like, you know, when you have locks, I feel like people are just like, oh, you just don't have a worry and a care in the world. Don't get me wrong. It's severely and significantly less stress than when I had my loose natural hair, but I still worry about certain things. I still worry about, you know, wetting my hair too much if I'm on vacation and I'm swimming a lot and have to wash my hair a lot, and how long my retie is going to take when I get my retie, and how, you know, like, I still worry about that. I still worry about going out and it's raining outside. If I had just did a braid out and I want my braid out to stay for at least a week and it's raining and I'm worried about the rain touching my hair and people are looking at me like, oh, you have locks, why are you worried? I'm worried because it's my hair and I have other worries, and it's okay for me to be worried about it. It's okay. Like, I'm worried for a reason. But I feel like people think that when you have locks, you just have no care in the world when it comes to your hair. They're just like, oh, well, you have locks. Yes, I have locks. Yes, it's significantly better than having loose natural hair to me. But still, like, you know, there's certain things that I take and I do that I have in place to make sure I'm comfortable with what I have going on in my hair. You know, there's certain steps that I take to, like, maintain my hair so that, you know, my hair lasts longer between reties and it looks a certain way and my loctician doesn't have to work as hard. Like, there's worries that we have, they're just not on the highest caliber of what other people may have that don't have locks. So yeah, I worry about if I lose a lock. I worry about if a lock breaks off. I worry about if I put my shirt on too fast. I worry about if my ponytail is too tight because I don't want it to thin out in the front. There's worries that I have having locks. They're just not really put to light because overall the benefits of locks outweighs the cons. What I want to kind of wrap this video up with is just saying that for people who are beginning their journey, who are about to begin their journey, people who haven't reached a milestone of their locks maturing and things just not really changing anymore, things just pretty much being the same, when you get to where you want to get to, it's going to be nice. It's going to be great. Don't let not having something to look forward to stray you away from appreciating where you're at, appreciating where you came from, and being comfortable with your at. It's kind of like a relationship. If you're in a relationship and things aren't happening and, you know, nothing out the blue is like, you know, shaking things up or stuff like that, and people are like, oh, this is boring, is this the right decision, and I want something this and this and that. You should want what you want, but I'd rather boring than chaos. When you get to the milestone that you get to, and it's just about maintaining and retying and your hair getting long and everything like that, don't let the absent and excitement of looking forward to something make you ponder on the decision you made to lock your hair. Because although I accomplished getting to where I'm at, I'm very happy. I kind of know my routine now. I kind of know what to look out for, the steps that I need to take to, you know, avoid certain things, and I feel comfortable. I feel stable and I feel confident in what's going on with my hair, and that's something that I missed when I didn't have loose, when I had loose natural hair. I never knew what was gonna happen. I never knew if my hair was gonna turn out a certain way. I never knew if it was gonna be really dry. I never knew if it was going to last this long. I never knew if this product was gonna work. I never knew a lot of things. I was very unsure about a lot of things, and that's what's changed with this journey. You know, I went through all the stages of waiting for it to lock, waiting for me to pass the slippage stage, waiting for me to bud and all that stuff. I've passed it, and I'm finally at the point where I really don't have to worry, and I just know. And it feels great. It feels so great. It feels really great. But I just wanted to wrap it up with that, and I hope, you know, this video touched some people and they can relate to what I'm saying, and you guys got something from this video. If you guys want to add on to the conversation, just comment down below and we can have a conversation about it amongst us. I'm gonna tap into. So yeah, I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.